Digging day, November 2nd. Sounds like he's hitting a big rock down there too. That's because he's got one down there probably. I didn't realize there was another stump over there he was digging at. Billy says that the thumb on this machine is very quick. Trying to shake all the dirt off of it. Getting quite a few piles there on some stumps. He pulled some up on his way up that were kind of in the way. I think he's just going to work his way around and try to get them today, and then we'll be burning what we have left of some brush piles too, and just keep working at it this whole weekend. They showed rain for tomorrow, for Sunday, but when I looked this morning they moved it to Monday. So I mean, I hope my husband don't have any more rain days, because he's already missed one day the last 2 weeks for rain days. And it's not good when he can't work. So God knows that we need rain or not need rain, and maybe it won't rain in his area, but it would rain in our area. And there's some days where it rains in his area but it's not raining here, or vice versa, it's raining here and not at his place where he's working at. You know, when you work about an hour, 10 minutes or so away, that makes a big difference whether you get rain or not, what your weather patterns are like. That stump was a tree that was logged out of here prior to us moving here, and we were told that it was logged out probably 16 to maybe 20 years ago. So it's been sitting there a long while. Max, no. Zeus. Bam Bam. Zeus. There's Prince down there. Lancelot is probably in the hut. Or up here where we can't see him at. Oh, he's right there. I just seen him now. You guys probably were seeing him before I was. He's limping a little bit the last couple of days, you know, because he had to divorce his ladies and get moved back into this buck pen, so they had to establish their ranking. Of course, Zeus is king, and then it's Lancelot, then Prince. Bam Bam just holds his own with everybody. But in all reality, Zeus and Bam Bam get along the best. They usually lay together, they usually eat together. Now he's filling the holes back in, making it smooth. I think for the goats anyways, I don't know if we're necessarily gonna grade this off. And even for the cow that's gonna be put over here, I don't necessarily think that it needs graded off. We could just cut all the trees down, rip all the stumps up, seed it, and I think it would do alright the way that the hills are and everything in this area. My only downfall is fencing when you're trying to go uphill and stuff. That's the only thing that I think we would have problems with, is the fencing. But I think overall, I think that would work, so we don't have to spend so much money trying to get this prepared and finalized for the goats. And then next year we could definitely start then working our way that way for the horses and stuff. And there's definitely going to have to be bulldozed to level, because we want those pretty level, because there's a lot of hills, more steep than what you see here. And that was even more of a valley there too, because my husband filled that in quite a bit. And those stumps right there are the stumps that my husband got out the other night. That is warm. I know. Or taller. Why, that's I had to back away a little bit more. I could still feel my top of my eyebrows feel like they're hot. Or the size of my phone is too. Right. Right. Well, there was a lot of like logs and stuff inside that we
Big pile of coals and
that we found when we were cleaning this out 4 years ago. Oh yeah.
a little bit of wind right now, blowing. Most of it's about over. Just start dying down.
Yeah. It's just acting like that other one did too. But it was windier that day we did it.
Get excited. It looks way worse than what it is.
Well, I know. I'm not worried. Right? See, that's someone messing with us. Right. I think that's our biggest pile we have. Well, you go intercept them then, my love. Okay. Well, just go up like a couple feet further above it and get it down to the dirt. I gotta watch where I walk now. I don't want it to fall. Haven't been to the chiropractor and, well, I was supposed to go this week. I didn't go last week because I had two flat tires. Or one flat tire. And one that was leaking air. So I had to cancel that one and reschedule it. Which I did. And then the doctor's office called me and said that Doc was out. So I had to push it back another week. about 20 minutes later, and the fire has burnt down to the bottom of the pile. A lot of this was from prior to us living here, and we went around and picked up most of the junk wood that was on the ground and stuff, and we piled it right over here. And so my husband's going to be cutting off the excess stump down to the ground so we can keep that for wood. He only left them that tall was so he could tell where they were. And now he's going to cut those off so he's not wasting the wood, and then he'll go back through and dig them up. It's cutting down all them little briars. You don't want to catch your hand or finger in those. They scratch your legs, even through your pants. I mean, they're a nuisance. She's heavy. That's an oak. Billy's got to try to be able to lift our sliding door up about another 2 to 3 inches so he can get the excavator inside the garage. He does not want it sitting outside. He doesn't really mind the bucket sitting out like the other 2 buckets, but don't let that fool you because he'll probably put them in the garage too. But I know he's racking his brain trying to figure out how he's supposed to do this. But when you pay this kind of money for a machine, you don't want it sitting outside. even though we know that these type of machines do sit outside. But we don't want it to sit outside and possibly get, you know, hail damage done to it if we have some hail, or limbs fall down on it and scratch it up. We don't want that. You know, if my husband puts a scratch on it because he's out working in brush or something, then, you know, that's a given. But the only way something could really hurt it inside the barn would be, you know, if a tree fell down on the barn, then yeah, that could happen. Here, like right here, and the fire's right here, trying to stay warm, and it's just pretty cozy if you're not staring directly at it. So if you're off to the side, so then a small breeze come through, and I kept smelling sassafras, and I'm like, where is that coming from? Well, I forgot that my husband just pulled those stumps up right there. So I'm like, somewhere in there is a sassafras, so I want to get me some root. So there I was in there breaking them all up, and finally found the one, the corporate, that was making all the beautiful smell that I was smelling. So I got some roots that I broke off, and then I'm going to go inside and we're going to dry them roots out, and then we're going to start making us some sassafras teas and benefit from the sassafras roots. And you can even use their bark too. I'm not sure if I've even mentioned this yet to you guys, but those that have followed us for at least the last 4 years, you would know that when we bought the house that it only had electric baseboard in it, right? Well, every year it's cost us a lot more money each year to actually run that during the winter time. So our electric bill last year, and of course this year, the prices on everything have gone up, you know, so I can only imagine what it's going to cost. But last year it was costing us between $800 and $900 a month, depending on how cold it was and how often the baseboards had to run. So we, like right now, we have our baseboards on because it's pretty chilly in there. My feet felt like they were ice yesterday when I touched my husband's leg, and just show him, you know, like what my feet were like, and that was even with socks on. And then this morning when my husband woke up, he's like, man, it's cold in here. And that's unlike him to say that, because, you know, he's used to the heat and the cold because of his job that he does, you know, that's year round. And he's like, I gotta do something for my wife so I don't come home and she's froze to a chair or something, or in a corner somewhere. It's a countertop. I'm like, well, that ain't gonna happen. But we were really debating on whether to do a pellet stove, pellet, I guess is how you can say it, not pallet, but pellet stove, or a wood stove. Well, wouldn't it make sense if we did a wood stove since we have trees? Yeah, so that is what we decided to do. We're gonna try to make it happen and get us a wood stove put in. It's gonna be messy, I'm sure, because we gotta carry all the wood downstairs, and then carry ash upstairs, and then to wherever we're gonna be dumping our ash at. And it'll be a lot, but it'll definitely save us money. I told Billy that, I said, I'm almost for certain that what we have to pay to get a wood stove, you know, for us to buy it, and then the piping and whatnot to run it out of the house and make sure everything's good on it, I don't think we would even still spend what we're going to end up spending this winter on electric. I think he's trying to get this big one right there out. Unless there's another one I'm not seeing. Yeah, there must be another one in there I didn't know was there. Because you can hear it, he's scraping around it. long. Look at the size of that. He's been out here about 30 minutes now, probably. There's got to be sassafras in there because I can smell it. "50 minutes later, Max, I said no." I pulled that up because I was smelling sassafras, and I thought that's what it was, and he come just hauling over because he saw I had something in my hand, and I put it down on the ground, and he went to try to take it, and I said no. So then I walk away from there, and then he tries taking it again, and I told him no again. And then I decided I'd video since my husband was right here getting this almost off, and then he tried to get it again. And then he's just sitting there all nice and pretty like, "Oh, I've not done nothing wrong." Yeah, okay. That looked like that has a couple different stumps in it. Or is that just one really big it is just one really big stump. You can't get a good enough grip on it with the thumb in that bucket to be able to pick it up. Because that's what happens, it just breaks, crumbles. That's where he moved the stumps too, on top of the rock pile. Look at him. He's like, he so wants that. Sun's going down. It's 5:52 right now, p.m. And tomorrow our clocks go back an hour. What you guys see is the sunset is on the trees right now. I thought with all the wind that we had, we would have not had any leaves left, but yeah, right. We've got leaves. Looks very pretty out right now. As the sun is going down even more, it's barely showing now. I can just barely see it. Oh, there's some light of it. You can just see it. Hopefully when he's done, he'll come over here and scrape all this up into a pile. I've tried multiple times to like take our poker and try to flip stuff, but I don't have the strength to do some of it. And then it's still pretty warm stepping to about right here. I can't even hardly see what he's doing. Can you guys? smoke's just like really making it so it's not easy to see. Now, she should stay going for the rest of the night, and then we should have nice hot coals that we can add some more stuff to, possibly.